Hello everyone, this is Big Boss Calvin 83. Came across this article, and the title of this article is right here. This came from this senator. Now this woman right here, she obviously has an agenda. She's obviously a man hater. She's one of them feminazis I be talking about. Her name is Kirsten Gillibrand. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. Don't blame the victim of rape that never happened for reporting a rape that never happened. That's the title of this article. So what I'm going to do is read this article and give my commentary. Alright. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand has had a history of calling people rapists without any proof. If she hears a rape accusation, she assumes it's true. She skips necessities like allegedly. The way she sees it, if the accused isn't guilty, why does he stand accused? I'll say that again. The way she sees it, if the accused isn't guilty, why does he stand accused? Due process is for ladies only. She's not about to stop now. Even after the University of Virginia gang rape case has been revealed as an utter hoax. She says right here, and I quote, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, who is pushing for stronger laws against rapes on college campuses, today warned against people criticizing the woman at the center of a University of Virginia sexual assault case. This is how she puts it. Victim blaming or shunning the spotlight of her for coming forward is not the right approach, Gillibrand said on the Capitol Press Room, a public radio show in Albany, New York. Just telling you where this is happening at. In fact, what we have to focus on is how to keep campuses safe. How do we have a better trained personnel on campuses so they can tell a survivor what her options are and so they can have all the facts? Well, before I continue, why is she's saying is how do we have a better trained personnel on campuses and how to tell a survivor what her options are so they can have all the facts? What about his options? There are male rape victims too. What about a survivor who survived a false rape accusation? What are his options? What are his options? She obviously don't give a fuck about men at all. So I'll continue. Gillibrand said it would be wrong for someone to call on a female. I'll say it again. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Gillibrand said it would be wrong for some to call on the female student in the University of Virginia scandal to face criminal charges. So basically, hold on. I think it's inappropriate, she said. So basically, what this cunt is saying, that even though this particular incident that happened out in Virginia in this on campus, so basically, if a woman makes a false rape claim, a false rape accusation, she should not get no jail time. But it's okay for the man or for the men to have their lives destroyed and be accused of a rapist. And what many people don't understand, there's men who have been killed, there's men who have had their lives destroyed due to a false rape accusation. There have been men who've been lynched and killed due to a false rape accusation that never happened. There are men who've been in prison and actually have been raped in jail or killed in jail due to a false rape accusation. But these feminists don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about. And you got some. What about false rape culture? And actually, there are men who've been raped, and some have been raped by women. What about these female teachers who keep having inappropriate relationships with these boys? What about these female teachers who how come they're not charged with statutory rape? If you want to protect the people, you want to protect women, you got to protect men too. You know. Now you got every report. You always have a female teacher having sex with an underage boy, and nothing happens to her. And the boy is considered he got lucky. He shouldn't complain. Well, if a man had sex with an underage girl, right? She should be lucky because she shouldn't complain because she got lucky. And even though there's no it's a dirty secret that some girls like older boys. It's not because they're mature. It's because of the fact that older men are, for some reason, are considered cool. Now, older guys, particularly, men who are in college, and this is high school. A lot of high school girls go for guys, that are in college or old enough to be their fathers, right? So they have it so these girls, they're not innocent because they pursue these guys, these older guys, because he got money, or obviously that's the main factor. He got some kind of status that they're attracted to, or they want a father figure. But nevertheless, let's continue to this article because I don't want to go on a tangent right now. So basically, in this final paragraph, of these final two paragraphs, so the senator, this bitch, is basically saying, punishing false accusations of rape would only discourage actual rape victims from stepping forward. You see, we must protect women, even if they're lying. They're victims. They're victims because they say so, and we must not be swayed by mere evidence to the contrary. So basically, what you're saying is, it's okay for women to lie on men and destroy their lives. And you're saying is if you start punishing, if the law and if this gynocentric system, under this gynocentric system that these feminists want. So basically, if you punish a woman for lying on rape and giving her jail time or even giving her the death penalty, because I forgot what I was going to say. Because so basically, if you punish women who make lies or false rape accusations and give them jail time, she's saying that women who are actual rape victims will not come forward. But this bitch don't understand is that you got many of these women who've never been raped, who rather they had consensual sex, or just made up the story that a man raped them when it didn't happen. You're saying that it's okay for women to lie and destroy men and put men in a fucking box. That's what's sad. What these feminists don't understand is that if you have more and more women lying, making false rape accusations, you're making it harder for the real victims to get justice. Now these women who have been, if a real rape victim of a woman who's a real rape victim, she's afraid to come forward because of the fact that she won't be believed. You understand what I'm saying? So when you got all these lies going on, basically when you got all women making false rape accusations, you're making it harder for real women who are real victims of rape to come forward, because now society's going to judge it or as a slut, or she asked for it, she put herself out there. You're creating more victim blaming by doing that. But this cunt can't see it. It's just like most of these feminists can't see it. Alright, so this last paragraph, those fat bros probably had it coming anyway. If you think these guys are innocent until proven guilty, you hate women. Go ahead, deny it. They just serves as further proof of your misogyny, your misogyny and your misogynist. That's just a shaming tactics. So basically, what this woman wants, this woman, this female, this low-life parasite of a female, is a man-hater. She's a misandrist. So basically, if you question women and ask them to break down what happened and try to get proof, rather she's right or in the wrong, you are a woman hater. That's just another shaming tactic. It is. It's just another shaming tactic. So basically, she has I don't know what happened in her life. Did something happen to her, or why she feels this way, and why she thinks the way she thinks. But she obviously is a misguided individual who hates men for whatever reason. I don't know what. You don't know what happened. Has she ever been a victim of rape? That's the question. Because most of these women, they slut out their youth. Because this woman sounds bitter. They fornicate with all these different men, and then when the man doesn't want to commit with her, they don't want to commit to these women who slut out their youth, or had sex with. You got some of these women who had sex with multiple men, and now, or had sex with this particular guy, and this guy didn't want to stick around. Now they're bitter, and now they're angry. So, if you question a woman just because you want to see if she's telling the truth or not, and you want to see if you get to the right guy, if the guy is in the right or in the wrong, you are a woman hater, which is another form of a shaming tactic. No, you hate women. Go ahead, deny it. You're misogyny. You're a misogynist. No, bitch. You are a misandrist. You have an agenda to further prove your misandry, and you're a misandrist. You are a man hater who's just bitter. And if it was up to me, and I want to play a video clip that you guys will like. You know, if it was up to me, and I will always make sure you get evidence, you get proof. And if a woman's found lying about rape and making a false rape accusation, not only that, I will give her jail time, but I'll give her like 20 years to life. So let's say a man did 10 years of his life in jail, and whatever damages that happened while I was in jail, I will make sure these women who make false rape accusations, make sure she does jail time for double the sentence. So basically, what this senator has, most of these feminists have, it is an agenda, and it's just another form of agenda where to keep us divided with fear and propaganda. Because if you look at the numbers, most of these rape incidents have gone down. But what's really sad is that most of these rape accusations that these women have made, they're actually more false. And I come across these articles every day making a woman makes a false rape accusation. I come across articles of women actually raping men or having sex with underage boys, and nothing happens to them. So what we as men need to do we need to get rid of women like her. We need to expose her for who she is. She's a parasite. She's a cancer to society. She's a cancer to women. She is. She's a cancer to women. And when you got feminists like her, I mean, it brings down to two women out there. She's making your life miserable. This is why men don't want to get married to y'all. This is why men don't respect you. This is why men don't want to commit to you or get intimate with you, because of women like her. You women need to start checking these women who make it hard for you. And what this woman is doing, since you got a one-sided biased view, especially when it comes to men, and she's a man-hater, since she's a man-hater, she's actually making it hard for women who are actual rape victims to come forward. Because now, since the girl that cried wolf, now nobody don't want to help this particular rape victim. Now nobody don't want to believe her. Now everybody's going to question her, and try to find out and give her a hard time for reporting the so-called rape incident. So my thing to you people out there, especially who live in Albany, New York, y'all need to vote this woman out. You need to get rid of this parasite. You need to, and to us men, we need to fight these anti-male laws. We need to protest. You know, because the innocent men who gone to jail for rape and it didn't happen. Too many men who have been died, and even too many men who have been lynched and killed due to a false rape accusation. This woman, this bitch right here, wouldn't surprise me that she might be a racist too. You know, she might be a racist too, and may have a belief that particularly because if you're a black man in America, and if you fool with a Caucasian woman, or a Caucasian woman comes after you, and you don't do whatever she wants, she can accuse you of rape and get you locked up. So, in closing, you gotta vote this woman out. You need to get rid of her. Don't support her because she got an agenda. And we as men need to fight and make sure these false rape, these anti-male laws do not come into place. We need to protest and stand up against it, because if we don't, we'll be in trouble. We will suffer, and then you'll have you'll have more division and more of a gender war, and you'll have a bigger disconnect between men and women. And guess what? These criminals who run this government will win. That's all I got to say. I'm out. Peace.
Well, police are suspending their investigation of an alleged gang rape at the University of Virginia, saying they found no evidence to confirm the attack. The 4-month review was sparked by a graphic Rolling Stone article detailing a gang rape at a fraternity party. The story ignited a national conversation about campus rape, but other news organizations questioned parts of the account. Rolling Stone eventually apologized and asked the Dean of Columbia University School of Journalism to review its editorial process. And now the fraternity at the center of the allegations is reportedly considering legal action over the article, which identified the accuser as Jackie. Police say she's refused to cooperate with their investigation.
Unfortunately, we're not able to conclude to any substantive degree that an incident that is consistent with the facts contained in that article occurred at the Phi Kappa Psi fraternity house, or any other fraternity house for that matter. Now, I want to be clear about something. That doesn't mean that something terrible did not happen to Jackie on the evening of September the 28th, 2012. We are just not able to gather sufficient facts to conclude what that something may have been.
So the fraternity is now saying that they've been vindicated, that all of the facts have been laid out on the table in terms of the accusations that were made. The fraternity is also saying this does a huge disservice to victims of sexual assault. Again, the chief of police said this doesn't mean that something horrible didn't happen to Jackie, but it certainly didn't happen at that fraternity party, Harris.
Yeah, I want an investigation into what Rolling Stone was thinking. I don't know that an apology really does it. I know that they have the university looking into how they do their processing for how they vet the people they talk to. But we know from our own reporting here on the couch that they let a reporter determine that she just wasn't going to track any further than the website. I mean, she just wasn't going to do the complete job that we learned in Journalism 101.
Right.
You know, so I don't, this, obviously for the victims, this is huge. But also for journalism. I mean, I take it personally. They didn't just get it wrong. It was egregious how wrong they were.
Well, Andrea, the reporter admitted that when she went to, she admitted that she had been visiting college campuses looking for a story. And so that plays into the narrative about campus rape, what is perpetuated on college campuses. Are feminist groups on campus wanting reporters to write things like that and giving them stories that maybe aren't true? All the questions come up now as a result of this investigation not turning up anything that corroborates her account.
Yeah, this is the most dangerous form of journalism, as you point out, Harris, because they're just looking for stories, and if they don't get them, then they'll just make it up, or they'll use hyperbolic explanations that they don't validate and put them in and have them masquerading as journalism. But there's a bigger theme happening here, Katie. I mean, as you point out, this hurts women, this hurts victims of sexual assault, and I'm going to speak slowly here so all the feminist blogs can get this one, because I'm sure they'll clip it. There is a war happening on boys on these college campuses. Now, we see this fraternity. They can't show that they did anything wrong. We don't know if anything was done wrong. But Katie, the DOJ has been involved, and Obama's administration is scrutinizing these college campuses to come down hard on cases of rape. And even at Harvard University, some of the most liberal professors, including Alan Dershowitz, have penned a letter to the Boston Globe saying there is no due process in these sexual misconduct cases for these kids. Okay? This is a real problem. They say that there's no opportunity to discover the facts. There's no opportunity to confront witnesses and present a defense. This also hurts lower income students because they can't retain legal representation. They cannot fight back. And so you have Lena Dunham, Rolling Stone. It is a theme in this country to go after boys in this rape culture.
On campus.
Now, there are absolutely legitimate reasons for them to do this. But what happens after they assassinate their character? What happens to Lena Dunham? Nothing. What happens to these fraternity boys? Absolutely nothing. And it hurts the women and the victims at the end of the day the most.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to obviously keep looking at that, and we hope that in the future Rolling Stone does more vetting, because there are people's reputations at stake, and men also have some rights when it comes to those reputations not being ruined over non-factual reporting.